So this is the US oil analysis for Thursday the 6th of September. Now let's just have a look at prices and where prices may likely go. So previously we've had prices break down below 69.51, retested 69.51, had further breakdown from that 69.51, broke below the 69, came down towards, broke below 69, came towards that 68.50 or so. Didn't quite get there. Saw another retest of the 69.51 again. It did hold as resistance. Saw the breakdown from that 200 period moving average and that 69.51. And currently we do a bit of a building the base in around 68.50 on the US oil. So we'll see if we do see this continued breakdown. If that is the case, we're looking for a true test of 68.19, successful break from which then looking for price head down towards 67.73, while bearing in mind the 400 period moving average. And if we are successful in breaking below 67.73, possibly looking for a move down towards that 67.12. And if we're not able to find support there, the very next level of note is at 66.71 here on the US oil, all the way down at 66.71. Do think it's unlikely unless we do have a particularly volatile day. Now, if we do see a counter and move, if we do see a move counter to this sell-off that we've seen in around at 71.40s, 71.30s or so, we do see a move, see a counter and move to this prior downtrend that was developing a couple of days now. We are looking for a retest of that 69.51. In around 69.51, we do have the 200 period moving average. Thus, increased likelihood of seeing sales have momentum return to the market from that level, as we do have the dynamic level of the 200 period moving average as well as a horizontal level. So we'd have to be aware of that. If we do break and hold the 69.51, however, then looking for a move up towards that 70.79. Successful break from which we look for in around our prior highs in around 71.40. And if we do see sufficient volatility to bring us beyond 71.40, the very next level of note here to the upside would be a move up towards that 72.39 here on the US oil. What we'll do now is have a look here at the daily chart to see how prices are developing. We'll get the scaling here correct. Now, we've mentioned in previous videos we were looking for potential head and shoulders pattern in around that $72/$73 barrel mark. Previously, we've had a sell side momentum come into the market there. We would have a shoulder there. We'd have a head in around the $75 and potentially another shoulder in around that 72 or high 72s towards a $73 barrel mark. In which case, we're possibly looking for a move down towards a $63-$64 barrels here on the US oil. But what we've seen more recently is we've had this consolidation above the 69.51, had a break of the 70.79 to the upside, rejected, had a bearish close near our lows, pretty sizable wick on that rejection, and we've seen that follow through yesterday where we did close near our lows, showing a pretty consistent sell side momentum here on the US oil. So we'll see if we do see this continuation down towards the very next horizontal level, towards that 68.19, or if we do see further sell side momentum before we get that head and shoulders. Prior to having this pullback more recently over the past couple of days, we were in a pretty strong trend here to the upside on the US oil after coming down and testing the 200 period moving average and in around that 64.75. We did have this strong bullish move, this consolidation. We've seen the rejection, we've had this pullback, so we'll see whether we will turn around and break back above the 69.51 in alignment with this previous trend that was developing, or whether we'll continue to fail, hold below the 69.51, test the 68.19. If we do see a breakdown from a daily chart perspective, the very next level of notes is all the way down at the previous lows, all the way down at the 64.75. And we should also be aware of the 200 period moving average, as it could act as a further confluence. It's currently sitting at the 65. So we've got a level in around that 65.60. So in around that 65.60, we do have the 200 period moving average sitting pretty close by. So if we do see a sell off into that area, we may just see a bullish bounce, may pulse a somewhat higher relative low in around that 65.60, based on the confluence of not only the horizontal level of 65.60, but also the 200 period moving average, which could act as a dynamic level of support, as it has in the not too distant past in early to mid August here on the US oil. And with that said, that pretty much wraps up the US oil analysis. Thanks for watching.